I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
With the videography business, so you found the lane, you found your niche, and we kind of talked about diversifying later. You turned this videography into multiple businesses afterward. Can you kind of speak to that, like how after you found your lane, you can kind of diversify out?
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like, when especially, so I've been doing it 6 years at a time, and 6 years at a time when I quit. So it's like, as opposed to me looking for something else, I should just take this videography thing, this photography thing until the end of its time. I need to get everything I can out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, I've been doing 6 years, let me go and do something else. No, bro, you better get what you can out of that. You weren't doing it for nothing, right? So regardless, when I quit, the first person I met was David Shantz, right? So what you want to do is you want to be around other entrepreneurs, right? And this will help you, or be around other like-minded people, right? I didn't necessarily be around other photographers and videographers because they might not be the person you want to be around. Because guess what? Sometimes you around other photographers and videographers and y'all both struggling. Okay, y'all both broke. Y'all both trying to figure it out. I don't need to be around nobody else that's trying to figure it out. I'm already trying to figure it out. Let me be around some other people, right? Some other like-minded people that's in the place where I want to be. So I met David Shantz. That was actually one of the people I was watching on YouTube. So I met him, and then we started to create. I told him I wanted a studio and all this other stuff, and we started working together, right? And I'm doing his stuff like for free. Like, yo, whatever you need, I got you, because I need to be around these people, because I don't know any other entrepreneurs or business owners. So whatever I need to do to be around this, to keep my seat at this table, I'm doing it. Okay. So it was only to be able to get some type of guidance of where I'm trying to go. But that turned into us starting a coaching program. I was like, dang. So now I'm shooting this stuff. And I met Eric Thomas, who was the person I was watching earlier that year. Right. So we started a coaching program together. So we became into a partnership. So from actually doing weddings, start a partnership with David and another girl, Janae, and also Neil at this particular time. We started a coaching program. Then we had to use this money to be able to get a studio. So now within a matter of, after I quit my job within a year, I had my video business, I had a coaching program, and I also had a studio within a year. Okay. Damn. We use the money from the coaching program, charge people from the coaching program, and use that money to be able to pay for the studio. Right. This is a part I actually left out of the story. 2 years before that, me and my wife was trying to get a studio and we couldn't afford it. It was like $2,000 a month. Dang, I'm only making $2,000. I can't pay for this. Then rent, no, it's gonna be crazy. So then, as soon as I got with like-minded people, I was able to get a studio within a matter of months. Right. So now at this point, we got studio, and then also I'm switching. Now I'm working with more business owners now. Now I'm hanging on business owners. Now I'm starting to understand business of how this thing works. Right. Okay. I see what's happening. We get other stuff to pay for something else. I'm learning more about business as I'm being introduced to more and more like-minded people or entrepreneurs. Okay? So then I go from there to I'm doing business owners now, and then I start to hire my employees overseas because I need to be able to put a system in place, because now what happens is you're doing all the editing. Now it's been time where me, Jalen Davis, we gonna hang out. Actually, I shoot Jalen Davis podcast. Okay. We hanging out all day. Huh?
You shoot Shannon's right?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
No, what I'm saying is we're doing, am I breaking up? Y'all good?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So it's like, all right, let's say I go and shoot Jalen and Davis podcast, and then we're going to hang out that day, and then we maybe hang out a little bit that night. And then it's like, hey, Brandon, you got that podcast done? No, I'm hanging around with y'all all day. So I realized it's a problem. I can't necessarily, I want to quit my job for more freedom, but I didn't necessarily have any freedom because I'm doing everything. I'm wearing multiple hats. I said, I need to be able to delegate some of these tasks, right, and create a system for it. So I hired my first employee overseas in the Philippines, right? So I showed them how I put a process in place and showed them how to edit, showed them how I edit my videos, and then from there, things started to take off as far as me creating an agency now, right? So now I'm like, well, I can turn this thing into something bigger. I can actually, I can have faster turnaround times. I can charge more because I already have a premium, and it starts from, I should have a staff now, employees, right? And then from there, I say, I need to show other people. I don't know anybody who did this, right? Now, I definitely have to mention the way I hired these people. I didn't just fly out in the Philippines out of nowhere. I met somebody named Derek Harper, who was also good at building businesses.
Mhm.
When I met him, he told me the idea. Well, a lot of people told me the idea about, getting outsourced. But I was like, yeah, I don't see how that works. That makes sense. But when I got with him, we actually flew over there and hired him right there on the spot. Like, talked to him. Boom, you who I want. Let me see your work. I'm gonna hire you right on the spot.
Damn.
We met and he was like, why don't you just get an editor or something? We just go overseas because I'm actually building something over there. You can just hire somebody over there. I was like, yeah, how that don't sound right. That don't make sense. How you hire somebody? You know what I'm saying? I never hired anybody before. It's weird. You fly over
Overseas, overseas nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't hire anybody here to hire somebody overseas. So I'm over there and I'm doing interviews. I'm like, I'm a whole CEO right now doing interviews. And I'm like, yeah, man, I like your work. Let me bring you on. And I come back home and it's weird because I don't know like what to do. I'm like, do I give him your stuff or whatever? And we just sit around waiting. And he like, hey boss, what you need me to do? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I never did this before. I don't know what you doing right now. Waiting on you. Okay. Well, I don't know. Let me send you something. You know what I'm saying? So then I realized like we need to create a system and process for this stuff. So I created a system and process. So now I have multiple editors, virtual assistants, marketing team, everything. But the multiple businesses come from starting one, niching down. So that's I got the agency. Okay. So I'm sorry, the coaching program, the actual studio, get the studio to where it runs automatically by itself. Then you can move over to another industry. Okay. So the studios run, we got everything in place. We got management, we got everything. We got tools ready. Everything is set up, automated and systemized. Now that's running. Now I can go and do something else. Okay. Now I've already got my my business run as far as the videos and all that stuff. But now I hired people. So now I need to create a system and process for that. So now that's running without me, or not without me, but maybe less of my time. Now I have time to go and do something else. You know what I mean? So this is how you transition. It was, and then I start the class, my Shooters Camp Master class, where I show other photography videographers how to do what I do. But now it's a time where I say, I need to be able to do multiple things right now. And I go right back into that mindset. So I want to build out more of the agency and want to do more stuff at the class, whatever at the same time. They both fail.
Got to take it one at a time.
They both fail. I was already doing both of them. They were doing just fine. I said, you know what? I'm about to really max. I'm about to do two things right at the same time. I try to launch two things at the same time. They both fail. At the end of quarter four of 2018, I believe.
You got to keep on bumping that head sometime.
Yeah, bro. So I realized that there is a transition. Make sure that you develop everything you need out of this business. Get it systemized to where it's running with less of your time or none of it at all. And now you can move over into something else. So let's say you want to do multiple niches. Let's say you're doing wedding photography, but you want to do pet photography. Get it to where you got two people doing your weddings. You got somebody doing the calls, doing the consult calls. You got somebody doing the editing or whatever. Now you got a whole wedding team. You charge people $3,000, $3,500. Your team goes out and do the wedding. You got a wedding photography company that's running without you actually being there. Money's coming there from there. Everybody's getting paid, including you. Now you can go out and do pet photography, okay, and do the same process over and over and over again. The problem is you want to do everything, okay, but there's going to be a cap because you're only one person. So you can only make max, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10,000 a month, 15,000 a month, right? But when you stop trying to keep all the money, you have more time, more freedom, and more money.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah, I do.
You
too.
look like you got something you're about to say.
I wanted you to hit the message button again because my brother was preaching.
On,
but also, this guy, this dude here. Also, I know I said that on my last question, but man, you dropping so much on here. I just got to ask you for one of my friends too.
Yeah.
This question is specific about the studio. You mentioned that you guys started the studio. You got some like-minded people together. Yeah. Could you kind of get just a little bit more on the studio, like what it kind of takes to go and get a studio? Like, what would you need? Like, I guess just the kind of like the setup for a studio.
Yeah, man, a lot, man. So our studio was more like an event space. So it's a lot of moving parts. You're gonna need a lot of upfront costs. Okay, so I recommend if you're trying to get a studio, you need to have money, if not lots of money coming in on a consistent basis, right? So you need to be able to have clients. So right now I do clients. If you have luxury to work in the industry where you get to have clients on a monthly basis, this is something that you can actually use, because now I can charge clients on a monthly basis, and this could potentially pay for my my studio. But if you're on and off about, because you also have to, for us, we had to rent out the studio. So I guess you got two different options. You can either have an event space, a studio where other photographers out there can rent it out, or you can have a space where you just can do your actual shoots. So we went the event space route. Now I'm not sure about the other one as far as you got a space and it's just you and all that. I don't really know about that. Not like a single studio. I'm not sure about that. But for like a bigger space, our space is 4,000 square feet. And we got event space, 2 photography areas, conference room, podcast room, 2 bathrooms. It's a huge space. It's a situation. So you have to, man, it's a lot of different barriers without getting too technical. But you want to find a location.
Mm-hmm.
2, you want to find out what is the actual what is the permit thing that you need for that location before you sign. So like, maybe you can't have, loud music at a certain time. Maybe you can't have alcohol. Maybe whatever, right? Make sure this location is easy to find and find out what those permits look like. 3, you got to find out what's the demand in this particular area, right? What's the demand in this particular area? How many photographers do I know, or whatever the reason I'm having the space for, what's the demand for in this particular area, right? So let's say I'm in Louisiana, but there's not a lot of weddings happening there. Maybe I don't need, or a lot of people getting acting shoots there. Maybe I don't need a studio for that. Maybe I need more studio for more rappers, because maybe more rappers in Louisiana. Okay. So you also have to think about the market, right? Is there a need for your market if you're trying to make money off of it? Okay. Now the goal is to really make money off of it. So now you can have a studio for free,
Mm-hmm.
right? As opposed to you paying your own stuff. You get to a point where you got people coming there paying for your studio. So now you can come in there and do your clients or do your shoots for free. So not only is it paying you, but you don't have to pay for a studio. Okay. But before you do that, you need to have something else paying for your studio, some type of passive income, right? Or something that's just going to pay you on a monthly basis to pay for the studio, so you don't have to worry about how you're going to come up with rent.
Is rent like the biggest overhead that you would have?
It is. But then you also got platforms to help you actually host your actual studio space, right? Peer space, all these different platforms to help you actually host your event. It could be different for different places, right? So it can be out there to more people, right? But for me, man, it's like, it's a lot of effort, right? It's more, getting started was more than what I thought. I didn't realize it was a 3-month build out, right? I didn't realize it took that long to actually build out the space. I was like, wow. I didn't realize you need to hire a management to manage the space, right? I didn't realize you got to do tours on a number of occasions. So I also recommend just research all the stuff that goes into it. And are you willing to do this? Is it going to be enough money for you to be able to go into it? Because otherwise, if it's just a luxury, you might be better off just renting out something else.
I appreciate you sharing that, man. That's definitely more to think about with it than just getting the space and getting some cameras.
Hell
You
yeah.
gotta have your ducks in a row. I ain't even think about the manager touring. Like, even we had a co-working space right now. They definitely had to hire somebody to do just that, just to show people around, because that's almost
part of the process.
what it is.
Yeah, no, for it, like I was like, this is so co-working spaces. So now if you can get a co-working space or rent out a studio, something like that, you get paid come $75, charge a client extra, charge them extra $150. You get to come and use the space. There may be a better fit for you to help you with keeping the overhead costs low. I mean, it's just options. Like, some people, it's not a necessity to blow up and say, I want to be a photographer, I want to have a studio. Like, maybe, why not? You know what I mean? I'd much rather have my studio. I'd rather have a mobile studio, be wherever I want to. I want to be wherever I want to go. You know what I mean? If I want to, fly overseas and do my photography stuff over there, we just fly over there and do it. I don't have to be locked into a particular location.
Speaking of traveling with your equipment and flying, is it a special way that you got to do some of your equipment? Because some of this stuff is very,
for sure. It is. So for one, you got to keep all your battery stuff on you, right? On your actual carry-on. So here's to keep it plain and simple. Think about when you go to a shoot, if they lose your bag, what are some things that you can still have on you that you can still do the shoot without? Meaning, you don't want to put some stuff, whether it's batteries or maybe another camera, anything else in this particular check bag, that if they lose it, can you still do your shoot without it? if you ask yourself that question, it's easier for you to be able to go out there and actually fly. Now, of course, you can't put batteries inside, like batteries inside, lithium batteries inside of your actual check bag, right? So in your check bag, most time it's tripods, whatever, lights and stuff like that. A lot of your camera equipment is on you, right? But some people might want to say, man, I want to take some camera equipment out the bag. Can you operate your shoot without it? If not, keep everything. You want to keep that thing tight and close to you, because you can't just roll it to a Best Buy. You know, it might be open in town, whatever. Buy a camera, buy a lens, get it formatted the way you want to. You have to learn a whole new camera before you get to your shoot. I've had one time where TSA whoever had lost my name, lose my bag. My bag was going to another place.
Damn.
Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't have anything too crazy there anyway, so I just went to like Walmart or something or wherever, got a tripod, got whatever else I needed, and then I was still able to do the shoot. I'm like, man, imagine if I had like some action, like a drone in there, you know, something I needed for the, you know what I mean, something I actually needed. Man, listen.
Shit.
Now I gotta spend my money that I just made just to go get the shoot done.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna return it. Definitely gonna return it. Definitely. I'm asking about return policy before I purchase.
I love it.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.